Good morning, everybody. This is the morning tip-off for November 9th, 2015. I'm your host, Danny Thompson. Checking in this morning live on Spreaker. 407-378-3717 is number to call and check in. We're here to catch you back up on everything you missed over the weekend in the NBA. A lot of great things going on. And most importantly, we want you to check in. I know Friday, a lot of people listened, and what happened? Very simple. A simple mistake on my end. I left the show on mute. So basically, all you heard was the commercial breaks. So it's all fixed. It's all good. We're ready to go. And Taylor Richardson will be on with us later on this week to go with our picks. So if you missed it, I'm pretty sure everybody else did, but we'll have it on track later on this week. But let's get to the biggest story of Sunday night, and that was the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons were losing to the Portland Trail Blazers by 18, and in the fourth quarter pulled off a 41-11 fourth quarter, including a stretch of the game where Reggie Jackson pulled a Stephen Curry in most cases. 26 points in the fourth quarter, 40 for the game, and that's just one storyline. But Jackson scored 22 points in a key stretch of the game where the Blazers at one point were outscored, I think it was 32-1 at one stretch, I think of about a 7 or 8 minute period where nothing Portland can do to stop this guy was happening. Jackson was just everywhere on the court, hitting every single shot, making plays, getting to the basket. Jackson was just amazing. And I don't know if it overshadowed Andre Drummond because it's kind of hard to overshadow Drummond because Drummond, first and foremost, is about 7 foot, 240, 250. But Drummond, 14 of 19 for the floor, 29 points, 27 rebounds, and 18. I'm sorry, 9 of those 27 rebounds were on the offensive glass. Basically, Drummond was cleaning up everything Detroit missed last night, and outside Jackson, there wasn't too much missing. Too much making going on for the Pistons. Jackson, 15-26, hit 3 of 3 from the 3-point line, 7 8 from the line, the 5 assists, and the 5 rebounds. But really, it was all Reggie Jackson down the stretch. And it was one of those performances that can possibly change the Pistons season around. Now, the Pistons already were a surprise team by most people in the East because really, outside of the Indiana game where they looked flat, the Pistons have been one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference as well as the NBA itself. The Pistons now go to 5-1 in the year. They won 5 of the first 6, and really, this has been more than just Andre Drummond, who has his third 2020 game in recent memory, but really Morris, now Jackson, KCP, everybody was contributing, and if that's the case, the Pistons are dangerous. And the good news for Detroit is that Brandon Jennings is back on the court. So when Jennings is back and the Pistons play like this, there's a whole room and realm of things they can do. But really, honestly, the way the Pistons played last night, and the Blazers were just as a surprising team as much as the Pistons were. The Blazers were 4-2 going into the game. They were, not supposed to be there. Had the second highest scoring duo in the NBA, the second highest scoring backcourt with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. They scored 44 points, and you would think up 18, the Pistons couldn't pull it off. But give credit to Reggie Jackson, give credit to Andre Drummond, and definitely give a lot of credit to Stan Van Gundy and his team's performance. 407-378-3717 is the number to call in, check in. And we're talking about the Pistons a little bit in their performance, but like I said, you go all the way back and look at what Detroit's done in the first part of the season. It's been amazing. 5 of the first 6. They've beaten Atlanta. They've now beaten Portland. They've beaten teams they're supposed to, and they're also winning games they're not supposed to. So if the Pistons can continue going with this, and Drummond is rebounding and Jackson's scoring, it's a tough number to beat all year. And we're talking about the MVP a little bit. I got a message today saying Curry had won this contest already, but you got to look at Andre Drummond. I mean, Drummond has just been a monster the first 6 games of the season. Drummond, like I said last night, 29.7 for the year, 20 points, 20 rebounds. Jeez. And the good news is that he should have a career high 42.3% from the line. I know. I got those, but when you're averaging 20 a game, and really, it's like when you're watching Drummond, especially on the glass, he just looks so effortless and so easy. Best rebounder I've seen effortless wise since Dennis Rodman. And the thing with Drummond, he's 6'11". He's already they list him as 275, 280. He looks like about 250, but he is stacked and like ripped. And so it's hard to keep him off the glass. And at the same time, it's hard to keep this guy from doing anything he wants. Now, once he starts to develop a post game, the sky's the limit. I remember seeing Drummond at UConn, and the first thought was Dwight Howard. The guy can do just as much as Dwight Howard can do on the offensive glass, as well, as what he does. Well, we have a caller. It's actually our draft guy, our fantasy hoops guy, Jay Waddell, checking in a little early this morning. Jay, how's it going? We're still getting used to the Skype calling in feature. As we get Jay in, like I said, we'll finish my thought on the Pistons. But really, Detroit has been playing some outstanding basketball in the first stretch of the season. Like I said, 5 of the first 6. They're the surprise team in the NBA. Most people didn't think the Pistons would be this good, and they really are. So I have to give them credit. Give credit where credit's due. Stan Van Gundy has his team going. And really, the major thing for the Pistons all year is that they've been under the radar. And if you're under the radar, you're going to win. And that's what happens in the NBA. So you got to give credit where credit is due. In other games last night, speaking of teams that have been under the radar, let's talk about the New York Knicks. The Knicks beat the LA Lakers just yesterday, and what really could be Kobe Bryant's last game in Madison Square Garden. Knicks 99-95 over the Lakers, and really what stood out in this game was not just Carmelo's 24 points and 8 rebounds. Kristaps Porzingis, a double-double, 12 and 10. Robin Lopez, another double, 14 and 13. The Knicks got contributions for everybody. And, the old gunslinger Kobe does it again. 6 of 19, 2 of 10 from the three-point line, 18 points in 32 minutes. Really, 18 points on 19 shots. He's still forcing the three-point ball. And I'm not sure if it's the calf that he's dealing with, or it just could be a whole bunch of injury issues. But if he's not getting it going, then really the Lakers aren't getting anything done. Nick Young is doing everything he could, 4 of 10 shooting. Also at the same time, there's not much in LA's cupboard, but give Roy Hibbert a lot of credit. Double-double yesterday, 18 and 10. His best game as a Laker. Julius Randle had 15, but it was Langston Galloway's shots down the stretch, and it's a pure team Nick effort to get that done. So let's check in with Jay Waddell. Jay, are you there? Jay, are you there?
How you going?
Hey, it's Monday. Getting out the Mondays out of the way. We're back another week. So how'd you do this week going?
Hey man, I was listening in, and I was gonna wait a little while, but I heard you talking about sleeper pick tonight, Mr. Red Jackson, and a guy who made home on my sleeper pick, Kristaps Porzingis. How about that, right?
I mean, Porzingis, his second level, hit a couple hit corner, but yeah, Reggie 26 in the fourth last night, 40 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. You struck gold on both of those.
Chuck going. So we're back again tonight. Picks should be up around noon. We're trying to get them out earlier for you guys so you can make some decisions. But I think we're starting to learn who our guys are for the season. Dwight Powell, we talked about him last week, Dan. He's making a name for himself. But I really like what you were saying about the Pistons, man, and thinking about getting Brandon Jennings back in that production. It might lower some guys, but it's still scary to think what they're going to be able to do in the Eastern Conference.
Especially, if they get Jennings and Jackson together, you can always move Jennings. Looking for a point guard. And 3-point shooting everywhere. So, yeah, I don't see anything different about the Pistons. It's just like, you're right, the production. But I think this Pistons strength will be just fine. So, Jay, I know your articles come around lunchtime. Give us a little teaser of what you got going on today.
So, tonight, I'm sticking to my guns. Last week, over the weekend, I tried to get a little fancy. I tried to not stack superstars, and I lost multiple contests because I didn't do it. So this week, I'm telling you, do whatever you can to get the stars lineup. So tonight, I've gone as far, and I've made a line. It is possible to have Steph Curry, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, and Draymond Green in your lineup. It is possible. Out there, I'll just say this. The other guys that I have on my team, there's only one, and that's Matt Barnes, because he may get pissed off and want to go drive and see Derek Fisher. But, we won't.
Well, we can't win those. When you talk about the guys you look at sleepers, because someone asked me the 3 things you look for when it comes to a...
I'm sorry, Dan, I lost you. We broke up right there.
No problem. When I got a question asked about sleepers, what is the 3 things you look for when you pick a sleeper?
The first thing I look for is their stat line, period. Numbers don't lie. We try to stay away from just the names. We look and see who's actually producing. And then the second thing we look for, of course, is that low price. When I look for my sleepers, these are the guys. Sometimes I'll give you a guy that's around 7,000, and that's just so you don't forget about them. But usually we're trying to find those guys that are right under about $6,000. That's usually what you have left over, 2 of your superstars together. So it's those guys that are going to give, 1, the stats that you need at a value that is reasonable, and then 3, sometimes it's a little bit of luck. The main thing is that they've got to have the production. You've got to see that low. And then, aside from luck, I would honestly say, can they flat out ball? Are they a ball player? Are they a go-getter? Can they shoot? Can they score? Does the ability that player has trump the name? That's how you find a sleeper, in my opinion.
There we go. So look at Adele's piece. We'll get it up as soon as we get there.
They'll lunchtime. So when you're out having your lunch break, the picks will be up. They'll be live, and you can get ready to set your lineups early afternoon.
There we go. Follow my man Jay. Where's all follow contact info?
Hey guys, follow us on Twitter, Draftaholics. You can find us also on Full Court Presses Radio Twitter. They are our picks every day.
Exactly, and also all the music you hear on the show is from Trackaholics. Thanks, Jay Waddell.
Hey, you guys have a good day, man.
All right, let's play.